What's this trailer?
Oh, yeah. That's a
Maybe-
good question.
That's from a while ago. I was talking about Gattaca,
Check it out.
the movie, and I found the trailer. I didn't have it in that one podcast, but I guess we can look into it.
I'm just interested.
It's a super cool movie,
What can it mean?
in my
The ability
opinion.
to perfect the physical and mental characteristics of every unborn child.
Maybe I should have my tinfoil hat on.
When was this made?
I don't remember.
Feels like
Very
the 80s,
dystopian.
right? 90s?
Maybe 90s.
Late
Maybe
80s.
Yeah. Somewhere in there.
DNA will determine everything about us. A minute drop of blood, saliva. or
This
a
reminds
single
me
hair
of
X-Files? No.
determines where you can
Forensic
go,
Files. No?
who you should marry,
Determines everything. Your
what you're
genes.
capable
what
of
the
achieving.
fuck is that Tom Cruise movie?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
of course.
Total Recall.
Success is
Oh,
determined
no.
No,
Total-
that's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What the fuck is that movie that I'm thinking of?
I like the green hue. That seems like Matrix.
It does give
Is
me
this like-
Matrix vibes.
Is
This
this
is
like
like
a,
1984.
How do you expect to pull this off? I don't know exactly.
is to hide his own identity.
this is so early 90s. That's so funny.
I know, right?
I just had like,
A drop of blood can
Yeah.
tell your future.
What about the interview?
That was it.
this feels like the Matrix before the Matrix.
I have a feeling he might be there under false pretenses, playing somebody else's hand.
They've got my picture plastered.
So, do you like this movie?
I did. I loved it.
Is it engaging?
I think it was
I
inspiring.
might watch this tonight.
Inspiring.
Fuck it.
Okay. You do that.
Dude, okay. What is that one movie with
Mm.
Tom Cruise and it's like they find the criminals before they end up doing that
I do know what you're talking
the
about.
criminal activity. What the fuck
This
is
is some James Bond stuff.
Kinda. It's kinda.
It's not Total Recall, but it's like
No.
it's one of the Tom Cruise movies that
I'll have to
was
look
of
it up.
importance.
It was okay.
With that trailer, now I have
Good
to,
concept though. It was like the movie was okay that you're referring to, but the concept of it was revolutionary. Oh, come on.
Man,
It's a big movie.
where would it be?
Minority Report.
Yeah,
This one.
that's what it reminded me of a lot.
That's
Have
it.
you ever
It-
seen that?
Oh, maybe I need to watch
Did we
it.
watch that together?
Maybe.
I think we
That's a
did.
solid maybe.
And he had to go in like the bathtub to,
Yeah.
and it
that's
was with
right.
ice cubes.
So they were in D.C. and he was employed by the police department, and the police department had 3 superhuman beings that were put in a pool, and they had probes much similar to yours.
Yeah, you would love
That's
this
hilarious.
movie.
God, it's so perfect. It's a perfect setup. And so these 3 beings are in the pool, and they're like transmitting these future thoughts of people potentially.
Yeah, they're like gifted to be able to have psychic abilities because they're hooked up in this computer, a supercomputer,
But-
but see the entire world like in front of them.
and they're able to see future too. That's crucial that they could see the future.
Yeah, and
And
then
s-
what would happen is, I guess these 3 minds, they had like one ball pop out and roll, and it would come down this little rail thing.
Yeah, their
And
brains
then-
would be connected to the computer, and the computer
It
would
was
etch
so weird.
the name of who was about to commit
Of
a
the
crime.
next criminal.
That's insane.
So, like, let's
Yeah.
say if you were about to kill Ashley, God forbid.
Whoa.
God
That's-
forbid.
Whoa.
Different hypothetical. Do a different-
Hypotheticals.
Do a different hypothetical.
Oh, okay.
All right, I was about
He's about to kill a pelican.
rob a gas station.
You're about to
gas-
rob a gas station. Perfect.
There we go.
So you're about to rob a gas station. You got the gun. You're about to like get in the car, and one of those beings pops
Those
out.
minds
of
are able
vision.
to see the event
Yeah.
almost before it happens.
Like how many people do you kill? Like all those things, and then the police will be reported. And then once you grab the etched ball that has your name or social security in it, then they're about to arrest you before you get into the car to commit the crime.
Damn.
It's pretty cool. And then they're like, we have 100% no crime rate in DC.
That's
Because they would always catch him.
Beforehand. It's crazy, dude. It's a really wild idea.
It's a great like concept of going down the idea that what is premeditated
Yeah.
in the eyes of the law.
Right. Because Tom Cruise gets, like, he's apparently about to commit a crime, and he's working for the police, and he sees the ball that says his name.
And he
like,
basically,
shit.
he basically got framed.
And so, like, he, like, grabs that ball, he runs out of the police department, and then he's on the run. And the police are trying to find him because he's about to commit a crime.
It's a great movie, though, a year after we were born.
Yeah.
No, wow.
2002.
So with the predetermination, how many people that walk our earth with us right now do you
Have
think-
predetermined?
not even that, but like are genetically modified human beings that have superior genes than we do? They're taller. They're good
I thought
at
you were about to say
basketball,
like
they have-
psychic abilities.
No.
I would say 200 of them, and they're all in China.
Yeah, I've heard about the things in China.
That's what
going
I
on.
would say. I would bet
So
200
are they
people in
Chinese
all of them.
superhumans?
Yeah,
Or are they lab made?
They're lab made. Yeah, they're designer babies. You remember that's a
Are
big.
you for real?
there's a-
Like they're
Yeah.
already made. Do they have parents? Are they just made
probably-
in a lab?
They probably
and
do adoption firms. So like, let's say there are two people who are infertile and they want to adopt a baby. They'll probably be put into a program to get like, oh, do you want like cutting
Green
edge shit?
eyes.
Yeah.
Blue eyes, black
So-
hair,
I'm gonna do this on
6 feet
Google.
tall.
Do you want some? What is that called? Special edition.
Babies, designer clothes, designer bags, designer babies.
That's
like
the third.
crazy.
That's really the
Man,
third
you're so
one.
lucky.
We live in that life. That's so fucking crazy. Designer bags, clothes.
Oh my
Wow.
god! I didn't think it was legal to use CRISPR on human beings.
What's that mean? What's CRISPR?
That's how they like. Have you
That's
heard
the-
of that
the-
sheep that they cloned?
Yeah.
Dorothy the sheep. I
Yeah,
think they
yeah,
use
yeah.
CRISPR to map out the sheep's genome. And,
Oh.
mess with it.
So you're saying that they messed with the genome?
It's a
Mm.
gene editing tool that can cut DNA and is part of bacterial immune system. So you're telling me that they use this little, is it like a drug? What is it? Is it a tool of what
It's like-
such?
It's like cutting.
I'm with you on
It
that.
is a
Using it.
protein.
It's a protein.
That's what I would say.
Gotcha.
Kind of like that.
And so you
or
can-
amino acid or something.
So you
like that.
do this thing to this protein to protect. We're gonna talk out of our ass too much. I don't even want to pose my question to you with the tinfoil hat on.
I don't know if you want to ask.
It sounds.
Like, I respect your opinion.
It literally is like GTA. Like you're literally making your character at that point.
Man.
Like
Yeah. So these girls were born with modified genes to make them HIV immune. That's pretty wild.
Who knows if this
Why
is
did they
even
use
them?
two females though? Why wouldn't they do a male and a female?
man, you're right. Because now these babies can do stuff. What if they're like? What if they have more?
What?
Do stuff.
Pause.
Like, what if they're telepaths or something? Like, what if they have some secret abilities that we don't know about?
Oh, I just mean a control.
Oh, I see. Trying to be a scientist over here. Like,
Yeah, I just mean
I
a
have the hat
control.
on. It's conspiracy time.
Nah, I just mean that
It's
like a male and a
conspiracy time.
female, you get to see what happens with two
Okay.
different genders,
That's
right? I
fair.
mean, like that's the obvious, right? Because there are only two
So
genders.
you're saying since they are edited, you think that the twins should have been male and female instead of both being female?
Yeah, just for like
to test-
scientific
Test
research.
out the most.
What if one of the girls is the control?
Oh, good. That's a good point.
Like, what if they-
Oh, interesting.
What if there's other things
Gotcha.
going on
Right. They
that one
said.
girl has and the other girl doesn't? And it's like one's a control and one's not.
Yeah. Okay, so one's the special one,
I mean,
one's the other one.
Since you are editing them that much, you might as well not make them identical.
Just to see the difference? To see the copy and paste?
Yeah.
I
Why
guess
would
that's
you?
not bad.
You wouldn't want the exact same, identical.
I think making twins is a flex for sure.
Not for the
easy to
children,
make
or
them
not for the
different.
mom, not for
you're
your
right, you're right.
spouse.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
not a flex. That's a
You're right.
stretch.
So are you saying that they were
I'm
made?
getting- what?
Are you saying that they were made without a womb?
They probably were made in a womb. Like they.
Are you sure about that? There's a lot of those
It
plastic
says
bags.
birth, so the only way that they can be birthed is through the birthing canal. You know. I feel like
Interesting
you would have
words.
said it would have said grown if it was lab made.
Embryos. So it's like taking a chicken yolk out of the egg and then putting it back in.
We believe ethics are on our side of history. Fascinating. However, some say that the advancements also create ethical dilemmas. A study found that CRISPR gene editing can cause unwanted changes in human embryos. Instead of addressing genetic mutations, the CRISPR machine promotes cells to lose entire chromosomes. So to make them retarded.
No,
Not necessarily, but
I-
yeah.
lose is different from
Add?
add.
That's
So
Got because
yeah.
they have an extra. Gotcha. So that just makes them dumber, huh?
It depends. Like it could be a chromosome responsible for your hair color or something like that. you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Or like my ability to reproduce, or my ability to fight off infection, or
Right.
my ability to do. Gotcha. Just develop. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's just start with development.
Usually when you start losing chromosomes, though, it's really a bad thing for sure.
I'm sure you have health problems, and you'll probably be
yeah.
put on a tube immediately once you're birthed, right?
There's
I
something
don't
wrong
know.
if you're not. Yeah. There's
Your
gonna be
cells are not
something
going to
wrong.
be like what they have like designated like how your cells create things like your body designates, okay, you're going to have this for your spleen, you're going to have this for your stomachs, you're going to have this for your like I don't know how to say this.
You know what I always wondered?
Hmm.
Do you think that? So, this is topic of debate. Do you think that they edit shit like freckles, or not freckles, but like birthmarks out? Or do you think that's unavoidable?
One day they'll get
Or
to
do
there.
you think that it can get that minute?
That'd be crazy.
It all depends if they
Like,
know
can
which
someone be born without birthmarks? Or like moles or freckles? Or
does everybody have a birthmark? Let's start there.
I have one. My
I
girlfriend
feel
has
like
one.
it's just a thing in all humans.
Yeah.
No one can be plain bagel.
I've never met someone that's playing bagel.
Yeah, but you don't inspect everybody to be. Do you
When
know what I
was a
mean?
kid-
Like it's on the side of my right ball.
Think
How
about
do
it.
you know that?
But
You
when
could-
you're a kid, you'd be asking your other guys like, "Hey, do you have all your toes? Do you have a birthmark? How many fingers do you have? Are your fingers webbed or like I was asking. I was trying to figure out like, am I
I'm
crazy?
trying to figure. Got
You know what?
Inspector Gadget over here.
I did find a kid with webbed feet.
Okay. Okay.
That's what happens when
was
you
he a
ask too
swimmer?
many questions. Do you have webbed feet? Yes, I do have webbed feet. Do you want
They
to
were
see them?
actually webbed for sure.
How do you find that out, though? Do you just
Just
ask?
asked, and then the next day you wear sandals. This is like fourth grade.
How did we get to this?
I don't know. I'm actually wondering, like, designer babies. Yeah. Okay.
How did we get to Minority Report?
But, I want to say to your fact though that they don't know exactly what like every like on your DNA they don't
do
know
know. It's mapped out.
the full human genome. It's mapped out, but
That's
they
why
don't
they
know.
have CRISPR.
But they don't know they don't know what all the genes do.
Yeah, that's why I just said that it has the chance of losing chromosomes.
Of course, we have the full. I know we have the
Okay.
full
Okay.
DNA
The
mapped
full
out,
human genome.
but they only know what 40% of it does.
I see. That
Like
makes
the other
sense.
stuff, they don't have input or output. They don't see input or output
I think a lot of them are suppressed. Yeah, so they wouldn't see that output.
because it's so fuzzy. I would assume. I would assume a lot of it's like symbiosis, like it works together.
You know what's crazy
And then
though?
some of it's like from when we were fucking trilobites or some shit, you know,
Sure,
evolution type shit.
or shrews.
Yeah,
We were
shit like
shrews.
that.
Yeah.
Shrews.
Yeah. We were a fucking mouse.
And I do think that, like, yeah, the chromosomes are definitely like the directions for your body to make you. If that makes sense. Like,
What's a good word for this? Indicator? I'm gonna have to do Google.
DNA has like 4 parts to it.
Yeah,
This
but
is
there's
expanding past the realm of my intelligence.
I don't know biology.
I failed biology.
I guess I
took
need
biology in 9th grade. I do not remember.
a fifth of what human genes do. Okay, a fifth.
So you're telling me that they can still be like messing around with the genes?
Only 8.2% of DNA is functional.
That's cap.
And not all equally important. Yeah.
That's cap.
For them to say, for Oxford to say this, they gotta be wrong. They're gonna be
Still,
wrong in 100
How
years.
much of our brain are we using? Is it like 20%?
We use full brain. That's a myth.
That's also a myth.
Yeah, that's a myth. That's
Yeah,
like a
I don't believe
Mythbusters
this
thing.
shit. 8.2% of DNA is functional.
That's when
That's
people
crazy.
started saying that if you could use your full brain, you could use telekinesis. Do you know what I mean? That's the same
Right.
people.
Yeah.
He was like, full brain, full brain. Like,